Welcome to Skylight Huddle. What number are we on today? I gotta look. I think it's 34. It's probably 34. I'm starting to lose count. Thank you for tuning in today. So I started a little bit earlier than usual. We usually start at 2 o'clock, but wanted to take as much time as possible to kind of talk about some of the things I've been working on my own. I've been getting really interested in different types of scales, musical scales. Hold on, I gotta check something. Yeah, so anyway, I've been getting really into learning about musical scales, and I learned some of this stuff. So a little history about myself. I was a band student all the way back in elementary school. I started out on a trumpet. I sucked at it, dude. I never practiced. I didn't like the way the mouthpiece felt on my mouth. It was like a weird buzzy feeling. So I didn't really feel much motivation to learn music, but I always enjoyed like gadgets that made sounds and notes and that kind of thing. I remember all the way back when I was probably 4 years old, and I had this yellow and red telephone, and each number on the telephone represented a note of the C major scale. And when you'd play or press the button, I think it was like when you picked up the phone and it would release a pin, and that would show. Hold on a second. My dog was barking. Anyway, it would release a pin, and the pin would initiate a version of Happy Birthday, and it corresponded to the notes on the telephone. And I remember sitting there at 5 years old trying to figure out the tones and match them up, and memorizing what number to press to get the exact same Happy Birthday song that thing was playing. And as I look back, that might be like the first instrument I learned. Ever since then, I've been fascinated with little things that make sound. That must have been where it started. So yeah, that led into me in high school playing trumpet eventually, but never really enjoying it, but always being fascinated with like pianos. And there'd always be pianos in the practice rooms, and at the high school or the middle school or whatever, and I always just find myself trying to figure out how to play. And I remember middle school in band class listening to someone playing a version of Linkin Park, In the End. I think that's the song. But they were playing the intro to that song. I believe, if I'm correct, I think I'm right. I think it's the dun 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 dun. And they were playing that on the marimba. And I just remember how cool that sounded, and it just ignited again a fascination with using stuff to make notes. And in high school, there, like I mentioned before, there was always pianos in all the practice rooms. And I would stay after school and I would play, and I would be kind of awful at it, but some people really liked it, and that encouraged me to keep going and to learn more. Hey, bud. You want to come up? Hey, bud. So that encouraged me to want to learn more music. Hey, bud. He might bump this microphone. What's up, dude? What are you doing, bud? You're such a little boy. Little baby boy. Say hi to everyone. What's up, dude? I heard you barking. So yeah, and it encouraged me to keep going because I kept getting all this affirmation from people, and that really drove me to want to get better and impress more people. But somewhere along the line, the drive to impress people dissipated. It's certainly still there to some degree. I love the encouragement and the affirmation, but it became more about like discovering more complicated ideals, dealing with or not ideals, but ideas, dealing with music. Hey, bud. He's a very nice distraction. Hey, bub. What's up? Can I put you down so I can do my stream? John will be here soon. Good boy. He just dropped a whole bunch of hair in my room. He shook, and I watched a big clump fall on the floor. I have to vacuum in here like 3 times a week. Where was I? All right. So I learned. So yeah, I was motivated to learn, and I wanted to learn more complicated concepts. So for a long time, I wanted to write music that was like the kind that inspired me, like Andrew McMahon. He was in a band called Jack's Mannequin, and that really inspired me. I loved the piano in that. And having learned a lot of piano at that point in my life, this would have been late 2000s, like 2008 or 9. He had an album called Everything in Transit that came out, and that was extremely instrumental in my learning. I loved what he did with his voice and the way the piano was showcased, but it wasn't too out in the open. A lot of electric guitars. It was like I'd say it's like a piano pop punk sound, you know. Along with bands like Bare Naked Ladies, Ben Folds, They Might Be Giants. All these little influences in my life. They were doing really cool chord movements, but at that time, the only chords I knew was the 1 chord, the 4 chord, the 5 chord, and the 6 chord, which are like the 4 chord song kind of chords, right? The most famous progression and most cliche progression uses those 4 chords. And embarrassingly enough, it took me about another 7 years. This would have been mid-2010s by the time I figured out all the other chords that were available to me. I listened back to some of my old music, and I realized I only was playing a small percentage of the chords available to me. And I always would get frustrated because I'd listen to these pop punk bands, and they'd go to these really cool chords, but I could never understand like how they got there. You know, sometimes they'll do a turnaround and they'll go to a chord that's in a different key, and I now understand that to be modular music or modal interchange, but at that time, I didn't understand that. I had no concept to that. So once I started discovering all that, I discovered these other scales. There's not just the major and there's the minor scale. There's, you know, the harmonic minor and the melodic minor, and then you have weirder ones like the double harmonic minor. And then there's modes in each of those as well, and they have their own names. And the major scales, like the diatonic scales, you know, you got a bunch of modes in there too. Let me just check out the window. My dog's barking again. Hold on. I don't know what he barks at. I go down there sometimes to check on him, and it's weird. It's sometimes a walker, but sometimes it's just nothing. I don't understand it entirely. I may have to go check on him in a little bit if he keeps barking. We'll see if he stops. But anyway, yeah, I learned about all those other scales and that they all had modes. And then even in just the simple major scale, there's, you know, modes that belong to those scales, and those are called the diatonic scales. And this past week, I was teaching. I teach lessons, and this past week, I was teaching one of my students about the diatonic scale, and I had a misunderstanding about that, where I thought diatonic was meant that it had 7 notes in it, but it turns out it means it has 5 whole steps, and that the 7 notes in a scale is actually called, if a scale has 7 notes, it's actually called a heptatonic scale. So like a C major scale would be diatonic and heptatonic, and I had no idea. You learn something new all the time. And I might sound like a nerd as I'm talking about this stuff, but all these things I've discovered belong to something called theory, music theory. And for me, music theory really opened up my eyes to and gave me the keys and the access to be able to write really fun, interesting music. And some people are, I would say, blessed to have an ear that can naturally find some of these things on their own. And they rely heavily on their ear, and they wouldn't want to spend much time learning the theory behind things. But for me, the theory is what gave me access to music. I'm a very mathematical person, so when I like puzzle solving, so theory for me has been extremely liberating. Someone described theory in music as like a map of music and how to write it. And that people who use their ear are the kind of people that like to aimlessly wander around the map and not really knowing the locations, but they love exploring. Then there's some people who use the map and they want to know all the locations, they want to chart their courses, and they want to do all that. Both are completely valid approaches to music, but neither one is better than the other. I believe that the people who are exploratory are the ones who break into new concepts and new understandings of music that someone with theory might feel rigid enough in the rules where they can't get there as quickly until they learn the concepts. On the contrary, though, people who understand theory and a lot of it don't need to struggle with the wandering. They can go right to the thing they're looking to do. I find myself enjoying the second camp more than anything. So with all that, I wanted to show you what I've been working on. I'm a very visual learner, and I wanted to show some of the ways I take notes in my book for theory before John got here. I'm not sure when he'll be here. I'm sure he'll be here soon. If I haven't done this, I don't think I did. I want to welcome you to Skylight Huddle. Let me tell you a little bit about Skylight Huddle. It's a tabletop experience. I usually play with gear. I have guests in here. We talk about music and things we enjoy. We talk, and it sometimes strays away from music. We talk about other things, but the central focus is music. I'm interested in meeting a lot of local musicians around here and having conversations with them about theory or writing or lyrics or just, anything involving that. I want to get to know the local people that enjoy creating art, and not just musicians, but, painters and sculptors and anything like that. Things that relate to the arts. I'm curious as to how people create. I'm fascinated with artistic minds. And if you're interested in being on an episode of Skylight Huddle and having a interview or like a hangout and just get to know each other, this is a great spot for that. When I do that, I typically will do it pre-recorded, and we can cut out some of the extra stuff that doesn't seem to fit in the conversation or whatever it is. Also, I like the pre-recorded feel because it puts the person I'm interviewing at ease. Not everybody likes to be live and have to be on. I want people to feel relaxed when they come here and feel like they can vibe. So if you're interested in that, I have an email, skylighthuddle@gmail.com. I know I have had a lot of interest in people coming on here. I'm still in the process of getting a couple pieces put together. I'd like to get one more GoPro. I'm using the one I'm looking at right now. The one that you see is the GoPro. I would like to get one more of those before I do an interview. But I appreciate all the interest from people coming through, and hopefully we'll see some fresh faces on here soon. So anyway, let me get into what I wanted to tell you about with these some of this theory. This I intend that for this. I understand that this can be confusing, the theory aspect of it, but I also want you to anyone watching this to understand that I'm not trying to be lofty or above anyone's understanding of the music. I just want to show how I kind of work with it, and if you're out there and you get something out of it, that's awesome. If you struggle with the way I view things, my approach is probably not for you, but I always found that even if I don't understand something, it's good to see how other people's minds work. So that's what I'm attempting to show off here, as disjointed as it might seem. But let me switch to the other camera. Hold on. All right, so as you can see here, this is my notebook from a couple days ago. I did all this, but I'm trying a new way of like color coding things, and I kind of learned about this stuff through the tracker. If you look on here, I have color coded all these different modes. So in music, or in diatonic scales, remember that it would be scales with with 5 whole notes in it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's totally fine. But the only thing you really need to know is there are 7 modes, and you can kind of see I've color coded. There's 7 notes in a scale, in a heptatonic scale, and I color coded all the first notes with pink and all the second notes with this orangish brown, and then this like chartreusey looking orange, and then the chartreuse green, blue, and purple. And the whole idea here was just so I can visualize in my mind like how the steps work. And so I'm not going to talk much about that any further, but the thing I'm really excited about is this right here. I just want to make sure you could see it. So do you see these black notes up here at the top? Or these, I'm sorry, not notes, but black boxes? Those represent the black notes on a keyboard, and the white spaces represent the white notes. And so all I did was cut off the bottom of the keys and brought it up here, so it's just a strip. And so you can see the relationship of like the chromatic scale. So you can see like here, let me get a pen. You can see like right here, that would be your first step, and then a half step up would be the C sharp, and then a half step up from there would be the D, D sharp, E, F, and so forth. So the reason why I cut it off like that is because sometimes when you're looking at a piano, like this one here, you can see it on the camera. You see how the notes go like in this like up and down sort of deal? I just cut off the bottom part and brought it up here so you can really understand that these black notes don't come, they come immediately after the white notes. So when I was younger growing up, I always mistakenly thought that the white notes were like right next to each other all the time. Like this would have been a step no matter what, and then this was like something else. I don't know if anyone else ever struggled with that, but I didn't learn traditionally through music, so that's just kind of how I always thought of it until I realized that everything was chromatic. But anyway, Then below here you can see, it's hard to tell, I think, on the video, but I wrote down Roman numerals on the side. So let me tell you about the Roman numeral thing, and I will bring this thing back out. So with music, they started to do this thing where instead of writing the chord down, I'm not sure when this started. It probably started a long time ago. Honestly, I'm pretty sketchy when it comes to like the understanding of music history, but this is as far as I understand it. They, instead of dictating like every note of a key, like if you're in a C major, writing down a C under like where you want the C to be played and like whatever you're using, like sheet music or whatever, they started using Roman numerals at some point. And if it's a Roman numeral 1, it means it's the first note of or it's the first chord of the scale. So if we were in C major, the first chord of the scale would be C. So I wrote, there's a little fly. Hello. So what I did was I wrote the Roman numeral 1 here in this pink box, and that's to represent the first chord of the scale. And then there's a Roman numeral 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I actually brought those Roman numerals over here, and I wrote in, or I colored in these pink boxes right here, represent the first, like where you'd put your notes on the piano, for like a C major chord. So if you look above it, there's a C, pink, right here. There's a C, and then you go up to this one, and you look up, and there's an E. And then you come over here, and you see there's a G there, and those would be the 3 notes you play. And I wonder if this thing's on. Yeah, it is. So that would be a C chord, which sounds like this. That sounds like shit. Hold on. Yeah, it's a chiptune sound, but you can hear it. Anyway, real quick, give me a second. I want to get a better sound in there for playing chords. Let's see what's in here. It's very loud. That'll be fine. So if I play that. So you hear, that's a C chord. And as you can see, it corresponds with the thing above it. I'm going to skip the next line and go down to the one below that. That's the 2 chord. So I'm going to use this chart here to know to play the 2 chord in C. The 2 is a D, and it's not to get into the theory of this, but it's a D minor chord, whereas the first chord's a C major, the second one's a D minor. This is a chord I didn't have access to early on in my writing because I didn't understand the theory. But there's a C, and then if we follow this chart, there's your D. And then the third chord, we're going to skip the next line, go to the third one. There's an E. But anyway, I'm trying to develop these charts because I want to be able to teach this better. And again, I'm very disjointed in my understanding of how to communicate this stuff right now. I've never had any formal training in terms of theory, which is probably very evident by how I've stumbled through all this. But I love puzzle solving. I love art. And I also love helping people learn this stuff. Let me turn this over. This chart's very confusing. I want to get into this in another episode. Maybe I'm gonna do like a pre-recorded thing and just to understand this. I stole this chart. I recreated it myself, but and I didn't include everything, but these are like the things I wanted to include in it. But this is a flow chart, and to be really concise and not spend too much time on this, because I think John will be here soon, and I also want to jam a little bit, and I might even take a little bit of break when he gets here. But this chart is a flow chart, and it's pretty cool. I just learned how to use it, but it helps you know the theory of like what chords always work. Now, I think like it's fine to go anywhere. You can subvert expectations and pick chords that sound really pleasing to you in any order. I don't think there's a lot of rules on that, because you're being creative and you can do whatever you want. And if it sounds good, it is good, and that's really important. But if you're having a hard time creating something and you just want to be creative, but without having to like struggle finding a good chord, because maybe you just want to play a melody or something, the flowchart is a really good way, because it helps you like find what chords work really well and have really strong progression. We'll talk about that on another episode. But I wanted to show you what I made in here in my tracker, because it is I wanted to show you what I made in my tracker, because I used a lot of these concepts to make this. I'm trying to get into like more video game sounds, and I'm trying to figure out a way to unify like the chiptune sound with like electric guitars and stuff. And there's a band called Anamanaguchi that I really like, and they've really inspired me. It's really nerdy music, I think, or geeky music, or however you want to put it. But they use trackers, and I think they do a really good job of like combining the punk style like with the chiptune sound. I'm fascinated by it. I really am. This isn't the best. I don't think I've done stuff similar to this, but I really am enjoying the chord structure. Let me just play some of it. It's pretty wild. So if it doesn't sound good, that's because these are new concepts for me. So here it is. Let's get right into it. Holy crap. So yeah, that's the jam. Yeah, it's got some really cool parts in it. I really want to get better at rhythmic stuff now, because I feel like that thing just keeps pushing the energy. But that's all I wanted to share real quick. I'm going to throw it back to the stream starting soon screen, because I don't have another one built up. And when John gets here, I'll be back. I'm back. Hello. So we're just gonna jam until John gets here, I think. And maybe I'll make a new little chiptune pattern. I've really been enjoying that kind of stuff. It's fun and energetic. How's this one sound? Oh, I gotta unmute it. Hold on. All right. What's this one? So the sounds you're hearing are actually from an Atari. Yeah. Oh, hello. Let's see. Yeah, this Atari sounds cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually use this chart that I was showing you earlier to come up with a scale or a chord progression. I mean, usually like to write my chord progressions down because now that they're getting more complicated and there's more chords, it's easy to get lost. All right, let's try that. I'm going with a 1 flat 7. 1 with an inverted 1. And then a 5, and then a 1, and then a 7, and then a 3, and then a 4, and then a 2. And I think my dog needs to be let out, so give me a moment. All right, let's see. I'll get up again when I hear my dog at the door. So let's see here. Let's go. Oops. So I think the first way we'll do this is we're going to do every 16 steps. So the first one is a 1, and we're just playing C. Keep it easy. Missed one. My last chord as a half note. There we go. All right, so let's see. The first chord is a C, so we're going to play. Let's play a third up from that. Might be a little high. No, it's fine. We'll be fine with that. Okay, and then a G sharp. What? I know I did. I'm gonna go down, and then let's see the next one. Well, 5 in the bass. Let's put the C here. And it's actually a 5, so go B, back to C, and then we're at a B major chord, which is an accidental. We're borrowing this chord. Then we're gonna go to the 3 minor 3, which means we're gonna play a third up from E, which is in G. Then we're gonna go to the 4, and then for the 2, we're gonna play an F. Let's hear what that sounds like. That sounds really cool. And that was just using the chart I was showing you. I'll get into how to use it another episode. I'm not really using this as a teaching channel. It kind of feels like I am right now, which is kind of strange because I don't really want to do that. This channel's more about exploration and just coming up with song ideas and stuff. But I just thought, since I'm really excited about this stuff, and if anyone can can glean anything from it, that's cool. I'm not really trying to be informative. This stuff is, I wouldn't normally teach, I wouldn't teach my students this way. But this is like my approach to it for my creative aspect, so that's why I was just excited about it. All right. Sorry, I had to handle some business there. Yeah, I'm just talking it out in the way I understand it, and if that helps someone, that's good. But that's not my intent. I get really nerdy about this stuff. So one thing I don't really like about this this synth, or this sample, I should say, is it has a very short. It's a short sample. I could make it where I adjust the sample to loop and keep it going. But I'm thinking I'm going to try this other sample, which is 1. Give me a second. That one's not longer. I really do like that sound. Let's just... Oh, there's my dog. Let me go get my dog real quick. I'll be right back. Yeah, John just showed up, so.
Well, I mean,
When I was letting my dog,
get her going here.
when I was letting,
Curly's demanding attention.
oh, you do that, yeah.
So.
Yeah, when I was going down there to let my dog in, I realized John was here. My significant other is out of the house today. Usually she handles all the secretarial work and the meet and greets out in the old living room. And today I don't have that luxury. It does remind me how much I appreciate what she does for me. And if she's listening right now, I love you. Yeah, it was sort of a.
Ooh, check 1 2.
That feel good?
I could use a little more headphones, I feel like.
Okay, we'll give you more.
I just maybe get ooh, that's not terrible.
What else you want? I'll do whatever you need. We can handle it.
We don't need anything. I mean, that's pretty good. I could honestly use maybe just a.
You want a little more volume?
A little more, yeah.
All right.
Just a little more in the in ye old headphones. Let's see. How's that? Check. Maybe just. Wow. There we go. Now we're in business. All
right, good.
That sounds real good.
Because now you feel like you can hear. Well, it's like in your.
Well,
it's
maybe now it's too much. Maybe my mic just feels really, really low.
It could be. I was really careful with it today because I noticed I was clipping, and I'm like,
interesting.
Reminded of the fact that I need a limiter. I want to turn that camera a little bit too. I'm gonna switch to the other one.
So, are you open to maybe like a little more, maybe a little more gain and then a little less headphone?
Let's do it.
Maybe that's what I need. I feel like this mic it's just quite different than that one. I don't know. Let's make sure the cable. Oh, there we go. There we go. Nice.
How's that feel?
That feels really good. That way I don't have to totally eat it.
Yeah.
This doesn't have as good a proximity, so.
Right.
There we go. Yeah, it feels really good.
Cool.
That'll work.
Yeah, you're not. I want to have you on camera too, so let me just.
I can hear. Let me.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. I don't want you to be too uncomfortable having to pull yourself over there like that, but. I was just telling everyone that I'm trying to make it a more comfortable experience in here, and I'm watching you contort to enjoy.
There we go. It's basically perfect. Hey, what's up, doggy?
Yeah, Hurley's especially loving today because I think since Ashley's not here, he needs a little more attention.
It's fine, buddy.
And he's been very respectful and cordial to what we're doing up here. But he does just need a little bit more.
It's all right.
Yeah,
Tell him about it, buddy. What do you think? Say it in the mic, though. Is that all?
What else you got, bud?
Any other insights? Yeah, he's a good boy.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's been a really fun week, last couple weeks, hasn't it?
Boy, has it ever.
Man.
Did you get a chance to listen to Sunday at all?
I
Did you see
did.
the
Well,
session?
I skipped around a little bit. I had to listen to Fantastic, whatever that song's called again, because that by Dry Hive.
Dude.
Super impressive.
Dude, I love that kind of music too.
Me too,
man.
man.
That's just like, that's good stuff. And then like after running into those guys, which is sort of a little bit of happenstance on Sunday.
Yeah.
Because we had a miscommunication, basically. I had told the guys from Oak Tree to come through.
Yeah.
But we miscommunicated about day, and I guess they thought, we've talked a little bit about wanting to present potentially other, bands locally if they're into that sort of thing. And we had a little bit of a, I guess I could say, like, shallow level conversation about it, just kind of presenting the idea.
Yeah.
And during that conversation, the whole thing about, well, if we did that, we'd probably do like recording a different day or whatever.
Right.
And that was when Saturday came up. So somehow he had thought I meant we're doing Vibe Unit on
Yeah,
Saturdays
yeah,
now.
yeah.
So when I hit him up on Sunday, I was like thinking, man, I thought that those guys were going to be here. And then I found out they're over at, Roberts doing like a jam session over there with the
Yep.
guys from Dry Hive. And so
Yep.
then they all end up over at the house. And so it was just great, man. It was an absolutely great
Yeah,
time.
I thought those guys sounded phenomenal. I was especially impressed with Matt and the way he was singing a lot of that stuff. Like,
I really like his
I-
vocals, man.
yeah,
That's a good sound.
it was such a refreshing thing. Like, a lot of our friends like to sing more melodic, folky sounding
This
stuff.
is for our friend Nolan Connie.
Oh man, that made me thirsty. Good thing I got my water here.
Just listen. You can hear the bubbles. Yep.
Wow.
Wow. That's fun. And then the other cool thing that happened, I guess, in addition to that, is I went over last night to the space that those guys jam at from time to time, and we were trying to see if we could get their setup off the ground.
Okay.
And,
like drum mics and stuff. Was this about what you were talking about?
Yeah.
The other night when we were wrapping up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I went over there last night, and we tried to figure out some of that. And a short version of the story, you and I can talk about it, and there's some interesting technicals involved, but the short version of the story is we're trying to get inputs off of two interfaces, and they're doing Windows right now, but are open to maybe switching to Mac. We haven't figured all that out yet. But the point is, on Windows, you can't do aggregate interfaces, and those aren't great for low latency anyway, but their main thing is they just want to record.
Yeah.
So one of the interfaces they have has ADAT. So the idea was, well, we'll bring in another 8 channels that way. And it works in the sense that clock says it's synced and all of that, but no audio comes through. So I suspected it's probably a cable because the equipment involved, all of it is quality. Like, it's fine. I don't have any reason to suspect there's anything actually wrong with either of these interfaces. And they all appear to be in the right modes, and that's verified according to like the manuals and everything. So I ordered another cable. It's just those optical cables. You get a decent quality one of those. It's like, it's got to just be the cable somehow. But it's like, it does seem weird to me that, like, how does it then have clock? So I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's out of my pay grade.
It's to be determined. So that's the conclusion we came to after, spending a couple of hours trying to troubleshoot things. But I think they're gonna have a really cool little space going on there too once we get everything rolling. So
That's awesome.
it might even be an opportunity to track certain stuff over there because that's where his drum kit is, and he's got a 6505 amplifier, like the kind of stuff you can get good sounds out of. Honestly, he's using better drum mics than we are in a lot of cases.
Yeah, what do they have?
So he's running Sennheiser for like toms and that kind of thing. 57 style setup for snare. They don't have any condenser mics, so he's doing like he had a pair of 57s like real high and away for overheads, but I told him the thing we found out with the whole like getting it away from the wall if you're gonna have the overheads up at all, and then we ended up going with like a more of a miking cymbal clusters approach.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up settling on under miking, but that was just a whole nother thing anyway. The whole idea of clusters was the real thing, because we, instead of going like, okay, it's got to be overheads and a whole kit image, it's like, well, we get a lot of that in the room mic, so let's just focus on picking up all the individual elements so we can use,
That's cool.
the drum mix to enhance everything.
Yeah.
So,
so that's what you decided over there?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So it just, because honestly,
similar to ours then.
Yeah. Well, he's running more cymbals, so it's a little bit more complex. I was like, that makes it even more difficult because like you have more well, not just that, you have more things to pick up. So
gotcha.
Like, I don't know.
Do you do like a mic for each cymbal?
Not for each cymbal, but like I said, you kind of mic them in clusters. Like the ones that are set up in a group, kind of. It's like you can kind of maybe pick a good point. And
I can see that getting complicated, especially with limited resources.
Yeah, but you just got to be smart about it. I feel like, for example, like certain cymbals are going to be, you can listen to them and you can see like, oh, well, that one's really loud compared to maybe the other ones. Maybe you got like a China that's loud. It's like, well, I'm not going to put it over the top of that. But maybe if I split the difference between the other two closest cymbals, there'll be plenty of that in there if it gets hit.
Just seems like a real delicate balance,
a
right?
little bit. But like you're in their particular case, it's not like you're in another room or something. I mean, they have all the gear set up right there. So it's,
right.
you know, you can kind of like play engineer with your own stuff. And I feel like that's really nice, honestly. It's one of the things I like about our setup.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to change something, it's, you know, just a couple steps away.
Yeah, there's I have a theory about our area, and it's kind of branched off the this whole thing I learned in the last week, which I have a feeling there's a lot of people playing music in this area that we don't know about.
Oh yeah, tons. It seems obvious to me, and that's I even made a post on social media about that the other day because it was just like, yeah, it's like all these people are just like hiding out and like writing music and getting better at playing. Like for example, you know, we had Kyle and Matt over on Sunday for the first time, and it's like those guys are great, man. Like they were rocking out, and it's just like, yeah, they've apparently just been doing this the whole time, and I just didn't know about it. You know, that's so cool. Everybody I run into like that is just it's like it just stokes me up a little bit more about like what might be, you know, what might be coming in terms of like folks like that running into each other, and coming up with cool projects. I mean, that was like what we had on Sunday is literally two bands, like, just coming together.
Which I didn't recognize that right away. I had to ask at the beginning of the stream. That I was putting that all together because I thought that was all like I thought that was the grand. I thought that was the whole band of Oak Tree until I asked, and then I was like, "Oh, okay. So one half Dry Hive, one half Oak Tree. I guess it's like a you know, an aggregate in itself."
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, that was a super cool experience, and I feel like just like everything else, you know, there's always challenges. Like, we still had some of the the typical like, all right, how many headphones do we have, or you know, that kind of a thing. But it works just fine. It hasn't been a problem really. So I'm a fan. Oh, you're trying to get it to focus?
I was trying to see if I can get that other camera running because I like that shot.
Here, let me.
Yeah, maybe if you get in there.
Come on now.
Come on. I know what we can do. Here, check this out. There we go.
Say, let it start with the close focus, and then we'll pull it back a little bit.
I need to see, once we just redid this computer over here, so ever since we did that, I haven't had any of my hotkeys still on. You know.
Oh shoot! Okay.
So usually I could press shot 1, shot 2 on my number pad, but now I have to reset it up. But
gotcha. Well, I mean, you know, it's fine.
It is what it is.
I don't know if you got to worry about it. But yeah, so all that to say, you know, it seems like there's an interest in Vibe Unit beyond what I even really anticipated. So that's really fun.
Yeah.
To just be kind of figuring that out.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's all new territory.
I'm excited. I wanna see what's out there. I've always had this feeling that there's just things right below the surface, and I guess that was more literal than I thought. Everyone's in their basement, just below the surface, playing songs, and we could definitely use some. You know, we're just out there exploring, you know, and trying to find people, and I think that's cool. I mean, that kind of goes with this too, you know, meeting musicians in the area and getting to hear their story.
Yeah, it gets me thinking a little bit more too, I guess, without, you know, tipping the hand too much, but it's just like, I feel like even though there is some venue availability around here a little bit, I feel like the threshold's a little high. And it's fair. It's totally fair. And the reason for it is because they are running a business, and that business, it depends on like more people coming there, you know? So it's like in their best interest to book acts that'll bring people through the door. So it's like, you know, you're not going to like probably take a chance on a band that doesn't have, you know, you're going to have some kind of threshold when you're booking, is my point.
Yeah.
So looking at some of these guys, like you were saying, that's just like, I really like what these guys are doing. It's like, but they're not playing anywhere right now. And it would
I
be
did a little
it
quick
would
test there. I
there
can
you
do
go.
it.
So it would be really cool to to see it, to set up some kind of an opportunity to like showcase that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I'm just kind of always thinking about what we can do to just try to propel people forward.
Yeah. I think there's a lot out there that I hope that I just heard some things this week through a couple of people. It's like there's a little bit of a, how do I put this? Well, okay, so I'm putting the pieces together right now in my head. Like there's got to be a lot of people out there that are doing this kind of stuff around here, and I think I don't know, just based on what I heard this week, I'm not trying to get into too many details about it. I wonder if there's people out there that may be reserved about coming to Vibe Unit only because they think it's just another like jam session in a basement. Because I think a lot of people have tried to do stuff like this before in this area too. But I think the only difference is like we're kind of trying to be more community driven, and we're also trying to like do a media outlet at some kind. I don't know. It just seemed odd to hear that like in a net. It was, nothing was bad said about Vibe Unit, but what was said was like, oh, it's just another thing. I think people. I don't know if there's people out there who are musicians who might have a bad experience with like playing with people, like it being dead end things. I'm just trying to understand.
Or maybe it ran into obstacles before it got to a point where it's at we've been able to
Yeah.
take it to, and I feel like that's because, and this isn't to, honestly like take any credit or brag for any purpose other than just say like a lot of time was spent, like you and I put a lot of time like learning all the tools and how we were going to implement them. And so when the idea to do this came, it seemed fairly obvious. I mean, we've refined things a lot, but like the general flow of it's been kind of the same throughout with minor changes,
Yeah.
in an iterative kind of way. But like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of the obstacles people run into, we just figured out just somehow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like last night going to work on this this problem that they were dealing with in their like practice space, trying to get their recording and all this stuff set up. It's like, dude, I spent hours there. It was hilarious because part of me in my head, just being transparent, right? Part of me was kind of thinking cocky about it, going like, yeah, man, I'll go over there. Like, there's probably some interface with a bunch of channels. Like, we'll just set it up, figure out what's going on with ASIO, build a solid template. Like, come on, like, how long can it really take? Well, then I find out there's only enough mic preamps for like 8 on the one interface. So it's like, you kind of need those for drums. And then we realize there's 2 interfaces. Then we get into the whole ADAT thing. And I ended up getting it to the point where like they had gotten it to and gotten frustrated and like couldn't figure it out. And I encountered the same obstacle. And even with the knowledge and experience I have, I couldn't solve it either. Other than say,
Maybe
my
it's cable.
educated guess is I don't see how it could be much other than the cable.
Right.
Other than that, or like I don't know. I like,
Yeah.
and that's crazy. So it's like, and here's the thing, it's really good gear.
Yeah.
And you're sitting here going like, people, and I've said this for years, almost in like a not like a mocking way, but in like a little bit dismissive way about like, oh, people just think they can, buy the right gear, but like, if you buy the right stuff, it does just work,
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this stuff going, but why isn't it just working? So like maybe it isn't that simple sometimes. So I don't know.
Well,
you my point is you could have all the like stuff set up for success.
yeah.
And like have some stupid little obstacle be the thing that, like you said, has
kind
it
of
go.
derails.
Yeah, we're just like, I don't know, we just can't get it working. I guess it isn't gonna happen or whatever. I don't know. That's just one example. Maybe it's a technical thing, or maybe it's a whatever. But it's some sort of obstacle.
Before we did anything like what we're doing now, we spent a lot of time with the idea. I mean, pretty early on, we were talking about doing stuff like this. I mean, it's definitely become something really, I guess, more interesting and more inclusive than I ever thought it would be. But, hey, bud, what you barking at? A little distracting. I'm worried about you. But it took a long time. Like, we started doing this a year ago, but before that we attempted it in other fashions. And so a lot of the things that we were trying to like solve and figure out, they were solved in a safe way, like a safe place. Like, we weren't thrown into the mix and then had to figure it out. Like, a lot of these things were solved before we started, because it wasn't like we decided one day, hey, we want to do this. We had like kind of already been attempting and trying things and trying to figure out where we would settle. And I think there were times in as we were learning all that stuff where we did have derail moments where we're like, let's take a few months break on this, or like we'll circle back at some point, and then a few months go by, and but
I remember that was true when we were doing like the cedar room thing
definitely
for a while, like trying to figure out how to get things like NDI, for example, to work. When we were originally trying to do like a video kind of thing over there, and finding out like, this is a pretty cool technology, but it doesn't really scale up to like a big multicam thing. We had this big grand vision. It's like, had we like gone right in with that, not having tested it and known that like it wasn't gonna work, and that's a bad like path to go down to rely on completely. Gotcha. We probably would have wasted a bunch of time on it, is where I'm going with that. So we'll see what he's doing.
Why don't you hang out in here with us? He gets really excited. He gets really excited when dogs are walking by the house, which is very... Hold on, bud. Let me try to get comfy with you. It's fine that he does that, right, because he's excited about the dogs, but I always try to explain to him that it's not a good idea to yell at people you're trying to be friends with.
True.
I know he's trying to get some attention from them, and he wants them to know he's here. And we all know you're here, bud.
That's true.
But I think sometimes he might worry the other dogs because he's so excited to meet them. And they're a little bit more like, typically they're on walks, right? They're going out doing their thing. They're not trying to be harassed. They're just, they're just walking. And he thinks he can get all this attention because mom and dad give him all the attention he needs. And I think that's how the world works for this little guy. So when he's barking like that, I've been trying to get him to come up here and see us. And he did do that. He came up here after he was barking to let us know, hey, there's a dog outside. But then when we didn't respond to him, I think he's like, well, I'll just go back down and bark at the dog some more since there's no positive reinforcement there. I don't know. We're still learning. He's a very good boy. He's like a cat when you sit down laps. He just chills.
Yeah, I know. He's a cat dog.
But yeah, it's been a really great ride, man, and I'm really excited to see what happens next.
I feel like I should move this so it includes both.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. So, what else did you? How late did you stay there? Pretty late.
Honestly, later than I probably should have. I don't know. I'm always bad at knowing when I've overstayed my welcome, but at the end of the day, like I said, it was just a head scratcher, man. It took a bunch of time to get to that point where you go, we've tried literally everything else, and there's no other explanation. So like at that point, I was so mad. I like rage ordered the cable. Like I ordered it before I even left there because I was just like, there's
yeah.
no like I have to know. And like I didn't buy like some BS one either because I told him I was like, look, I was like if we buy it and it works, then I'm just gonna give it to you, and you can consider that like my investment in what you're doing. And if
Yeah.
it doesn't, then I just have what I know is a good cable to test this kind of thing in the future. You know, if I run into it.
Yep.
Because I hated not being able to just say run home and grab a cable, but I don't have an ADAT cable.
Yeah.
You know? It isn't super common, I feel like, anymore. So
Well, that's good, man. I'm glad they're getting up and running.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, it's super
I'm
exciting.
hoping that's all that's going on, and we get some cool recordings out of there.
That'd be sweet. Yeah, I'm curious about that band Clutch that Matt was talking about. Have you ever listened to them?
I haven't. Did you?
I never got a chance to listen to them yet.
Okay.
I was gonna listen to them today at work, but my media player was dead. My iPhone was dead. I forgot to charge it, so I didn't take it with me to work today. But I'm gonna download a couple of Clutch albums. I'm gonna download my Discover Weekly, which I'm still doing.
Nice.
Where I think I told you about this. I download Discover Weekly, and I download the songs for it. My iPhone, I don't people watching just so it makes sense. My iPhone is more used as a MP3 player than as a phone.
Hold on a second.
But I download my Discover Weekly music, and then since I'm limited on music because I need internet to download stuff, I download the songs I want, and then I'm kind of limited. So it's like built-in scarcity, and then I'm forced to listen to those songs all week. And then it's cool because when I first listen to the songs, I don't hear everything. I get to about the third or fourth listen throughout the week, and next thing you know, the songs are speaking to me a little differently and better. And I'll find that there's songs out there that I don't like on my first listen, but then the familiarity sets in, and all of a sudden it's like, I kind of like the song. I'm looking forward to it because I don't play it in a random order either. I play them straight through, so it's like it's like I don't really care for the song that much. It comes on, but I know the next song's really good. I get really excited about that. I intend to do that with a lot of the Oak Tree music. I have it on my VLC player, and I just listen to the stuff we recorded of them. Because one of the most like fun things for me with like learning music and discovering is having is like having that familiarity.
He's loving it.
He is. What you got there?
Oh, I was just gonna ask you: are you
Equipped to run it?
to like do a little music making maybe?
Yeah.
Today?
What you got? Do you want to
Well-
play something off your phone?
No, I was just I wanted to show you something
Okay.
because you sent me that message. You're like, it's hip hop day.
Yeah. That's the intent.
This beats. So I made this beat the other day, right?
Okay.
But I'm just all I'm saying by this is like we should make something. It doesn't have to be like this.
But this should be the inspirational launch pad.
No,
But you're just excited about
I
it.
just
All right.
feel like showing it to you.
Show
That's
it to
all.
me, man.
What the?
What?
Hold up.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently it pauses when it flips horizontal. That's kind of dumb, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
is all samples you have too. I know you have these in that folder I gave you. So yeah, like it's
That's dope. Yeah, we should, man. We could do some of that.
not like that. I'm just saying.
Well, we can do some of that, that hip hop. If we're gonna do that, I want to try out a couple progressions that would work for it really well. I've been learning about the double harmonic minor scale, and it's really cool. Sounds very exotic. And I feel like that works really well for hip hop because it's so chromatic and weird.
Whatever.
Hey, Hurley, I'm gonna tell you something.
Is your guitar rig hooked up right now?
Oh yeah. You want to do some like samples on that? Because that would be extremely easy to do.
Do you want? I could play some guitar. Or you could run the tracker, dude.
I think that's
do you have a way to run that into that? Beautiful. We should do that.
All right.
That sounds sweet.
I think that'd be fun. I like that. Hey, Hurley. John and I are going to make music now, okay? Can you please be very courteous and not bark too loud? Give me like 30 more seconds with him. Because he's so cozy right now. I don't want to get up too quick. Look at his paws.
Oh, I know.
Look at him up here. They're so cute. You're a good boy. You are. Okay. Go say bye to John.
Hi, buddy.
All right, I'll get things set up. You get some Hurley time in.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah, it's already running.
Hi, buddy. Hi, cat dog.
That's how easy it is. It's all set up.
Dang. Hi, bud. Look how much you like. Takes like 2 seconds for him to just melt in your lap, dude.
Room mic is on.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, he just, dude, that is pretty funny how he just chills like that.
Look at that. I mean, that's literally like cat type behavior. Right, buddy? What?
Oh, look good. Oh, I just realized I'm getting feedback from this.
You got a high pass filter on that room mic?
I can.
I'm hearing a lot of you rolling the chair around. A lot of rumble. There we go. Oh, that's so much better.
There.
Much better. Hi, Hurley, bud.
How's that? Is that still alright?
Yeah.
It's nice having a board for it.
Yeah, true. Hi, buddy. You're not a guitar.
Does that make any sense to you?
What? No. No, it does not.
Doesn't
It is pretty looking, though.
Yeah.
But colors are like that.
That's my cheat sheet for writing in this.
Hi, bud.
Did you know today's the 1st?
I do.
It's crazy, man.
I do. Now, know there's probably a pick around here somewhere.
Yeah. Did you find one yet? What's up? A lot of 60 hertz in there, yeah?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
It's usually not. Oh, you know what? Hey, check out the DI ring on that coil.
Huh?
Wonder if it'll help if we go straight into the wall with the pedal board. But that power strip should it be grounded fine.
I don't know, dude. It's weird.
Yeah. It's a little better. The gain was probably up a little too high on the board. I'll tell you when.
You gotta let me know once you're rolling, so I can know where to start.
Rolling.
Shit.
Sorry. The cool thing is something I didn't really think about until just now. Anything coming off that board is getting recorded in this tracker. Yeah, anything on that board's going into the tracker, so rolling. You got my voice in there. Rolling. Rolling. Hey, what chords did you play? Was that a minor? E minor? Do you know?
What's that?
What was the progression? It was E minor. Okay.
It's just tenths.
Yeah, it's E. I think it's E minor, and then you went to the 4, to the 5, to the...
It's not E minor.
Isn't? It doesn't matter. I was just
I
wondering.
think it's D minor.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's actually E flat minor.
That's awesome. I gotta get that in there. Hold on. Do that bend for me.
I'm in today.
Rolling.
Hold on. I had another note. I played another string by accident.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Just go ahead. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. That's cool. So we got 2 of them. I'm gonna do a little decorating on these, little cleaning up, if you would, on these samples.
we're getting somewhere.
I like that.
I love tellies.
That sounds so good. Let's let me add a couple more instruments here for a second. You feel free to keep playing if you want to keep your fingers warm.
I don't know why. I'm just like feeling that kind of music, you know?
Let's see, we're at 78, 140 plus 16 is 156.
That should be two different sample points. You should just be able to snap that second chord, right?
Yeah, I'm going to do all that.
Yeah.
I'm just getting close to what your original feel was
Oh, gotcha.
first, and then I'm going to do all that.
Yeah, I'd say you're right there.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. So we're going to add in some slices here. Here's our first slice. Dun, dun, dun. And then our second slice is going to be here. Then our third slice is going to be here. And then our fourth slice is right there. I'm actually going to add in another slice to do this. gonna smear this one up a bit. You hearing that, John? Listen. It's all good. Yeah. Do a little tuning on that glitch part there. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Let's do some more little samples. We got about 80% of the memory there.
I was trying to do that one.
Okay.
That's basically what I was doing.
Rolling.
Oh shit, sorry. I was just getting comfortable. You're gonna have to start over.
Let's do it again. You ready?
Yep.
Rolling.
There you go.
Cool.
That one should be reasonably in time too, hopefully.
Do a little saving.
You have all three chords, right? Or four, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hate when I do that. Export and see. Oh, it'd be in here, wouldn't it? Give me a second. I didn't load it up right away. I did a stupid thing, and I didn't load it into the project. So I have to go find it. All right. There's that one. There's that one. Do a little bit of cleanup here. Nice.
You may have to set sample points, but I'm curious. It might be pretty close.
That's a cool synth, dude. I like that a lot.
I'm here to get you samples, brother.
Yeah, dude. But I like the exploration, right? Were you saying you're gonna give me samples in terms of like pre-recorded things? Because I like what we're doing.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I like just providing material.
I love it, dude. I absolutely love it. It's like the best. I get super excited about it.
Always, like, come up with another thing.
Yeah, and that, like, that could be used for so many cool things. Like, put that into alchemy, and you can actually do like the correct timing for everything. It won't stretch the pitch. All right, let's see what it sounds like. A little fast, but that's all right. That's all right.
It shouldn't be too bad.
No.
We only need 2 cuts. And
Let's see. We'll see.
you gotta do what you think is best.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Mr.
Actually,
Man.
I'll be honest. Beat slicing this one, it's gonna be great because I can use that first instance as a instrument on its own. So we can get 2 instruments out of one in this one,
Nice.
which is really cool. Let's see. All right, so let's add a point. Yeah, I just gotta get that second one right, and so yeah, you're right. I think I only need a couple points here. Oops,
You just need that second so that.
I kind of like that.
Same, but I'm saying then you need one for the just. You should do the same thing. You need a chop here and a chop there. To sync those up.
Agreed.
Because I think them being cut will sound super cool. Don't go that far with it.
I kind of like when it doesn't have the hit.
Yeah, I was gonna say when it's missing the impulse, but maybe. Yeah, so it hits hard, but it's missing. You could even do it with the second sample. Move it that way a little bit more. Yeah.
You want it like that? That's gonna sound really good in context with everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Where's that other sample here? Hold on. I have an idea for this one.
Yeah, I mean, you can cut
me see here. I have an idea, but I'm not sure it's going to work. It's an experiment.
You know, you could do
Volume.
yeah.
Copy.
I think I know where you're going with this, and I like it.
And then, let's see. I guess I don't need that. Let's see. I'm going to try a few different ideas because that's cool. It needs to be a little bit different though. Let's see what would happen if I just do it in reverse. Where's reverse at? Down here. Okay. The other thing I gotta do is I gotta move the. I think if I do this, it should retain the volume. And then we need to change where the sample is starting. Where's that? I think it's called position. There it is. Not changing anything. Yeah, that's limited when it comes to reversing things. Like it can't figure out how to do things. But let's try slice. That's kind of cool. I mean,
It is, but it's like
it's very dirty and hard to understand what's going on.
If you made that go there, I think it might work.
Put that here?
No, on the next, just the next.
Like here?
Down, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's another spot I want to work on. So this one here. Oh, you know what happened? Everything got shifted over. I don't know how. Let's see.
There you go. That's all it is then.
That's fucking awesome.
Now you need some banging ass drums, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I got our kit from last week.
That's probably not the right kick for this.
Probably not. I thought I'd start there though. The snare feels good though.
Oh, it sure does, baby.
Okay, let's find a kick that works for this. We can build up an instrument again if we want.
We just need a good boom kind of kick, you know, with a nice knock on the front of it.
That's a good place to start. Is in this folder right here.
I'll let you know when you hear one. That's the kind of impulse I'm talking about. Hold on, what's that 50? No, it's too much pitch. What's that one? It might be that guy. mixed on the first hit, that's cool. Go straight with them on the second half of the pattern, and that'll be pretty. So like. That needs to be straight, and then that'll reinforce where the feel's supposed to be.
That jump was too high. Took out the second one. I made the pattern twice as long, so it's even more variation. Did you want? You put something different down here, or the same. On the second one.
feels just right. There's nothing like to pull you out of it. But you can still like chop it or like reverse it or fuck it up in some way and that'd still be sick. Because the feel's all there now.
Let's see, which one's drums? So that's drums, that's drum. That's drum. Okay, so let's take this whole channel here.
Do you feel like group them or something?
I'm trying. It's so hard to do that on here. It's just, I should have been doing it from the beginning, but we were so in such a creative flow. It's like, why bother? I love that sound.
I made sure it was real chorusy for you because I really like that.
I do. I changed those chords a little bit, so.
And I made sure there's big ambience in there, but not so big. Like if you wanted more, you could totally add more. But yeah, dude. Hold on a second. You should. Well, I was gonna say you can keep the same the same order. Like so the chord changes be in the same spot, but basically build the same feel with those short samples like that. Like you can totally change the feel. Like flip it completely on its head, but using the same bits. Like you had it perfect at the beginning there.
I just want, the cool thing about that is it's done, and then we can.
Let's see what that is.
Let me try one thing here. Okay, hold on. Oh yeah. I'm gonna do this.
Oh, you could do the one below the da-da. You could do that after that. Because that was sweet.
What do you mean? The one.
Oh, that's crazy. Like what you just did there just made me realize that you could build it that way.
I'm just trying some things. That's cool. I love that one. What is okay? So I'm guessing.
They're just tenths. I mean, you could. There's tons of them in there. Like you could pitch it to a lot of different things.
Yeah. That's so cool. So you can't stray too far because it's gonna. I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's really good.
I wanted to.
Repeat that.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm into that for sure.
I need that. Holy shit! Now you're getting into some really.
And then see, let's get this down to 40. And then duplicate it. And then that's where it's going to change. And that's when it does something like. Yeah.
Like it'd be part of the hook because you would repeat it,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, like dude, this is incredible.
Let's see here. What else we got in here? I love that. Okay, so this will be sparse. So let's see. Let's just do like. And do like this.
Hold on a second. That's totally out of the shuffle.
Well, it can be. So, like, to keep it sparse, you know? Like, I'm thinking no snare in here, actually, but just kind of... I might put, like, one more kick somewhere in here, like here. And then that's just the first section. And then here it's going to be that synth part, or the guitar part, really. It's going to go here again, and then there's going to be one here. I want to hear it in context, because sometimes it's weird at first, but then like doing weird things like that fit really well, and then it inspires the next set of things. So I'm just going to hear what it sounds like after this pattern real fast. Yeah.
that section's like I said, like the chorusy kind of section.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm suggesting the pattern you just made would come first,
Mm.
then the first patterns we made, and then
Okay.
that section.
We don't have to use it either. I typically
No, it's awesome. I love it.
will
But I'm
typically
saying
skip stuff.
It's like the first. It's like yeah, that's where it should start.
In that case, if it's like a startup thing, what is it going on down here? A little bit later. What was that snare at? It's on this pattern. Let's see. And quieter, please. Let's see.
I'm suggesting like this pattern would get reused a bunch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was trying to lead it in.
Oh.
But I mean, again, it can.
Like I said, it's a nice sparse pattern to build a couple bars of verse before you go into that other pattern, and then eventually hit that hook pattern. Definitely be more patterns too. That's dope. That's dope. Everything that's happening there is great. That's actually awesome.
Okay.
This is actually sick as fuck. Suggesting that's like the chorus section. What's the other pattern?
This is chorus. One is chorus.
Yeah. Seems that way anyway.
Okay.
And
It's more like.
wait, this is the chorus section. Yeah, and this would be the part that comes in right before the choruses. And I'm thinking it would probably play twice, because it's like a pre-chorus section.
So 3.
Yeah, three's the pre.
Okay. And then 2.
That's fucking perfect, because you let it in with the changing the guitar sample already. You had already done that, which is perfect. I didn't even think about that, but it's perfect. Yeah, and then one more time. And this is where we go to the sparse pattern again. Yeah. And that'd be like the start of like another verse, you know?
Mm-hmm. So let's try this. No, it's not. And then
If you used some of those bends in there, you could take care of pretty much everything else that isn't there.
I got one more thing I want to do. So where's the halfway point between 2C and this? It's probably like right here.
Very good.
Okay, I gotta fix that.
Yo. I like where you're into this.
Now, let me try something else because that works so well. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Can we end? I wish we could change like the end point of the sample, but I don't think we can do that. The limitations. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do with this. Actually, no, I don't want that. What I want is... Can you record something else for me on the guitar? I want some like real textury sounding stuff, like
Yep, gotcha.
fucked up strings and stuff. That sounds so cool. Can you hear what this sounds like real quick? Nice. Yeah, I want more. Hold on. All right. You ready for another one?
Just like trying to think here.
Can I get some metallic like hits of the string and stuff too?
Yeah, hold on.
I'm gonna do that again. Hold on. Jesus, that hurt. How's your ear?
Mostly not working. Hold on. Let's see.
That's amazing. Yeah, that was really cool. I heard some really good textures in there. See if this thing will even load in. It was pretty long. Where are we at in our samples? 58, that's not bad. Okay. Alright, let's see. For that, I want to slice it. And just do that, because... That's good.
There's some cool shit at the front of it that sounds almost orchestral. Can I see it for a second? I just want to see what.
All this I like. All that at the end, it's so good. It's like trash. It's like hitting, that kind of reminds me of hitting like an instrument from the other room. Like you're hearing it down a long, dark hallway. so we could record that for you.
Well, I don't know if I'm anywhere in the right spot yet. I gotta figure it out first.
Yeah, you'll be. Yeah, we're not gonna record it right away. I just needed to give you something to follow. And then. Hold on a second.
All that other stuff's too loud. I can't even hear the sample.
We can do that, or we can do. Just add a little of this. I don't think that did much.
I'm saying something. You hear it? Something's triggering. Like there's other stuff that's triggering. I'm saying that's the stuff that's loud.
Oh, you want me to turn down stuff then?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, we don't need to just keep boosting.
You're right. That sample is just pretty quiet. Those are pretty quiet already.
I'm just saying, if we're trying to use these short, stabby samples, I don't think these, like, super drawn-out samples playing over the top of them is gonna, like, we're not gonna be able to hear what
Well, in that case, let's start a new one and start, because I like what we had.
Okay. Now we should probably pull. Yeah, there we go. Get rid of our boost.
and then press play, and it'll give you a count.
Yep.
Oh, and it does it in
it's 2
1,
counts.
2, go.
Okay, I see that. Wait, there's more than one pattern?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I just added it so you can have more.
Well, I was assuming it was the other pattern.
Do you want to go down?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to start over?
Yeah. And let me double check where I'm at too. Yep. Yep, we got it.
Go on.
That last hit almost sounds like hitting like a drum, like a highly tuned drum, like you said, like in another room or something. It's really strange.
Yeah.
Really strange sound. And these probably sound weird pitched in any kind of way too, like super gritty, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I love that you have that bendy sample in there. That's sweet.
So we need to. That's so cool. We need to do this. We need to do this.
accent samples are pretty hell yeah. That's the thing I love. I got a bunch of shit, man. I've just been over here writing.
Really?
Like, yeah, if we can come up with a pattern, like I've got a song.
This is good to flow over. That's build. What is verse?
I don't know exactly, to be honest. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I thought it was pattern 3, but I don't know.
Well, this feels pre-chorus.
I wanted that to be the last pattern before the chorus section.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see what 7 is. That's before the breakdown. Here's 8. Breakdown. That's like coming out of that. So we need.
What was that one that just came in with the heavy drums? That's a hell of a good verse beat.
Okay.
But I feel like what I really had in mind was, I don't know how long that is. So like play that so I can hear how long that, like how long. half as long as it needs to be.
Good. You guys still with us out there? Hello? Just putting down some lyrics right now, thinking out some ideas for this new song we just wrote here. John's trying to keep it all in his head. He's got a piece of paper and pad and he's writing everything down.
Supposed to be like, is that you just go away and then have that pre again? Because I've got multiple pieces here. This is I have like an 8-bar pre-chorus hook thing that I'm trying to. I'd like to use it on like every time. So like I have a verse and then it's always that 8-bar into the hook, and then I have an entire hook section here, which seems about right for what you've got already, and then I have like entire verses that are like full. Okay. Full thingies. Technically after the second. Here, let me play from the beginning because that technically was not the beginning. Alright, so here's what it'd be like from the beginning. I feel like it should just go right into. That's too down. I don't know. Like I feel like it should just do this. Like. To be honest with you. see where, make sure my lengths are good.
Do you have words you can sing and stuff, or do you?
I have the whole thing. The question is how bad will I screw it up? You want me to do it? Check, 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 check. All right. Hold on, hold on. Oh shit. Oh boy.
You want to do it? No, we don't have to.
No, I'll do it. I totally missed the thing. I forgot how we had the intro structured. Hold on. Can I have this mic out of the stand? This is awkward as shit to me. Just let me hold this.
Yeah, do whatever you need to do.
Alright, let's see. Can we make that work? Yes, we can. So this is like, oh shit, hold on. I have no idea. Maybe I should, hold on. If I don't organize this into the same order as the beat, it's going to give me a problem. Now there's certain things in here. Like there's certain like pickups in the lyrics and stuff that like the way it's written in the sense that I know how the production of the vocals would go. So there's places where I might cut off a line to pick up to cut off the pickup into the next section just so you know what the feel's supposed to be.
Okay.
Cuz like, you know, you'd have layers to work with obviously. All right, let me quick fix this. That's great. And then I have like an entire other verse or something that's probably for an entire different beat and style. that just came to me. This is great. Got a whole bunch. I'm gonna use the restroom right quick. Nice. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna hold it. I walked in and I was like, wait a minute, where is it? Just because you. Yeah. Oh. He's hiding. I don't understand.
It'll be 6. It'll follow it. When you get to hit or B, that's when you're starting.
No, I know that.
It's gonna throw you off because that's like a half measure.
I know. That's the part that's really doing it for me. Okay. It doesn't take money just to be content, but at the same time contentment really don't pay rent. What do I wanna be? What's my goal and intent? Am I willing to change course when my conscience is bent? Just wanna be some kind of happy when I look at myself. It isn't all about classical successes I'm dealt. Was I kind? Did I practice hospitality well? Did I consider others' feelings? Did I offer myself? Did I show the proper respect when reception was earned? Did I find love to show others even after it burned? Did my inspiration come from only selfish endeavors? Did I try to take control or be down for whatever? Was there honesty in things I put myself into? Did all the things happen that I said I would do? Did I remember at the end of all the show self-care? Easy to stumble in this world out there. Stay humble. Some days it's hard to rise. Gotta wake up to the grind. Every second is a gift, though it's hard to realize. Take a minute, clear my mind. Soak up sun up from the sky. Can't stop the rain from coming. Watch the I'm feeling like, hey, can't stop me when I'm up here. Oh, I'm never coming down now. Seems like the perfect time, just feeling alright. There's a touch of purple streaks in the sky tonight. You can see the same one in the sky just out. Feeling what you're singing about. Oh shit, that reverse is perfect. Can you do that like going into sections? Or are you doing that manually?
I was manually doing it. But
Oh, that's sweet. No, it's just, I didn't know you could do that. Is it reversing the whole thing?
Yeah, versus the whole all the samples in the play, and I select.
But they're all still in time?
They will be in time because the timer when they trigger is still in time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't affect that? Yo, that's sick.
So let's see what we Yeah, that sounds so good. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Well, we've been going for a while, everybody, so we're going to call it here. Check out Vibe Unit.
What time is it even?
On Sunday.
Holy crap.
Vibe Unit on Sunday. If you like what you're hearing, please comment, like, subscribe, all those things that they ask you to do on the YouTube space. Check us out on Sunday. We do a thing called Vibe Unit. We start at 2 o'clock, and we've been having some really a lot of fun over there. John, do you have anything specific you want to say about that?
I don't think so, no. Just the usual, contact,
Right. VibeUnitMedia.com.
Media@VibeUnit.
Media@VibeUnit.com.
There it is.
That's the email. Man, my dyslexia.
It happens.
But hey, check us out Sundays at 2, and we have a lot of people coming through on that now, and so it's a little bit of variety every week. It's a lot of fun. Really been enjoying our time over there. This beat is pretty sweet. I'm glad we made this today. This is really cool. What else? Yeah, we'll be back next week. Appreciate you folks for checking us out. Send me an email if you want to be on here. I mentioned some things earlier in the stream, but I'll mention them again real quick. If you have any interest in talking about music-related topics and being on a podcast that is pre-recorded here at Skylight Huddle, then you can email me at skylighthuddle@gmail.com. Just say you're interested, and I'll send you an email back. That's about it. We'll let this song play out. Sounds so cool. Yeah, dude. So awesome. Feels right. All right, thanks everyone.